devastated.
Prepare for extermination!
I'm gonna pull a Houston Jones, world's strongest bodybuilder here, and experience this pain so you don't have to. Look, this ain't gonna be a positive review, for the most part, but let's start with a couple of positives. The new packaging. I know this has been a little bit of a debate in itself in the online Transformers community. It's the typical issue with change, but I personally don't mind it. Plastic windows are back. Now I'm all for saving the environment, and hopefully Hasbro are using recycled plastic. But at least for now, the arseholes aren't stealing our heads. This Optimus Prime is based on the well-received 2015 PlayStation 3 game Transformers Devastation, which was very much known for its cel-shaded style. With Prime out of the box, we can see the lovely cel shading on display. He is rather small, but he looks good enough, in robot mode at least, and from the front, but more on that later. Optimus comes with the obligatory instruction sheet, his axe, which admittedly looks cool with some swooshing effects, and two smokestacks which need to be attached. They just peg into the shoulders here and here. Strangely enough, no gun though. Taking a closer look, he's got a stumpy little noggin, which looks okay, but it's not for me. Unfortunately, mine has a small scratch on the painted faceplate. His chest/abdomen is a little odd too, permanently in kind of an arched looking posture. His hands fold out on hinges, but they don't really sit flush, so they got these little blue bits showing. It looks a little odd and takes away from the forearms. The legs look fine, again, from the front. The back of them is a little lackluster. Speaking of the back, it's a right mess. I guess they were going for the Earthrise / Kingdom Prime thing, but in this smaller scale, it really doesn't work and it looks pretty shit. And honestly, it doesn't even match the on-screen or in-game model. In fact, this figure doesn't really match the in-game model at all. The figure in the game looks more like a typical G1 Optimus Prime. This is G1 adjacent, at best. Tell me what you think in the comments below, yay or nay. Some quick size comparisons, because again he's kinda small, with the recently released Deluxe G1 Universe Optimus, G1 Optimus Prime, and my recently reviewed MP60 Jinrai. Anyways, articulation. Head is on a swivel, no tilt unless you use the transformation joint, but that looks kinda shit. Universal shoulders. Hey, I didn't do the thing.
Universal Soldier.
Universal shoulders, with a decent range, a very tight bicep swivel, 90 degrees single elbow bend, no hand articulation, 360 degree waist swivel, though it does clash with the wheel kibble on his back. You can move it, but it just makes it look more ugly. Universal hips with a full range, above the knee swivel, no thigh swivel, 90 degree knees, a full 90 degree ankle tilt, and toe movement due to transformation. You can pull off a pose at least. Before we transform, Prime does have an opening chest with a removable matrix, so that's nice. It is hard to get out with your fingers though, and it would be nice if there was a little paint applied. Transformation is pretty straightforward as you'd expect. The head is on an interesting double hinge system which I like. Fold that back and rotate the head, fold the wheels down and click them in. Rotate the waist 180 degrees, fold back the rib sections almost 180 and straighten the grille. Fold the toe and heel in, untab and open the side leg panel. Fold out the two halves of the hitch and rotate the wheel blocks out. Tilt the hips forward towards the thighs and then tab in the rib section. The arms out and back in standard Optimus Prime style, they tab into the back of the head flap. Fold away the hands and tab the arms into the cap. If it isn't already, tab in the bumper bar, fold the leg panels in, job done. His axe can also peg into the truck bed, but it's kinda track. Truck mode. Kinda sucks. Ignoring the diminutive size, and it looks unfinished and gappy, it's an okay representation of a truck, but again, it's not matching the on-screen model, which looks more like a traditional G1 Optimus Prime. The cel shading's the saving grace again, but there's none of it on the barely moulded side windows. The fuel tank areas look like shit, with the visible hip just really an eyesore. As a kid's toy, it's fun enough, but not great compared to the other Optimus Primes we've had of late. One more positive feature if you happen to own one of the many Earthrise trailers. This one's from Volvo Prime. Devastation Prime can nicely tow it, though you do have to remove this adapter if it's present. Now for some truck mode comparisons. With the G1 Universe Optimus Prime, it's very comparable, similar in most dimensions. My original G1 Optimus Prime, the Earthrise / Kingdom Prime, and finally Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. Look, the figure is a fine enough toy. Is it worth full retail? I don't believe so. I'd recommend picking it up at least a slight discount. To be honest, it's not really my cup of tea and I like collecting primes. But you do you. Pick it up if it takes your fancy. At the end of the day, it's all up to you. Hopefully at least this review can help you make an informed decision. Comment below if you're into this figure or what you dislike. Thanks for watching. G2 Grimlock coming up next. Like and share the video and consider joining the Patreon. Catch you on the next one.